Oftentimes, we have these goals and these things that we set for ourselves, the things that we want, and the things that we are actually going after and trying to be aligned with. And sometimes we get a little bit off track. So now that I am unemployed and I have the actual time to really think and consider what I want for myself and my future, I realize that I have gotten out of alignment, not just in my life in general, but in my business and also in this YouTube channel. Sometimes we want something, and if we're not careful, we begin to chase results and we get out of alignment with what we actually were striving for in the first place. So, for instance, my YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, the goal for this channel was actually to be someone that people can relate to, be somebody that women can relate to, women that are stuck in survival mode, stuck trying to figure out who they are and to create the life that they actually want for themselves. While doing so, what I did was I overshared. I overshared and I provided all the details of everything that I was doing because I wanted to be able to help somebody. And in the meantime, I confused the algorithm and probably my audience because you guys have been seeing a lot of DoorDash content. And now I believe YouTube thinks that I'm a DoorDash channel. And that's not at all the case. So DoorDash has been a vehicle for me. Um, Even before I left my job, DoorDash has been an amazing outlet for me. Not just money wise, but also just connecting back with reality and understanding that there is more to life than just getting up out of your house every day, going to work, leaving work, going home, doing it all over again every single day. When I started DoorDash, it allowed me to get out of that cycle. It allowed me to start to see things that I forgot existed. It allowed me to see things that I didn't know was there. So, because that was something that was so amazing to me, I decided to share it on this channel with you guys. And the response I have gotten is insane. It's beautiful, but it's insane. If you notice, or I don't know if you actually notice, but most of my views and a lot of you guys are here because of my DoorDash content. And I'm so grateful to have you here. I promise I am. But Latricia is more than DoorDash. I realize that although I will continue to still share my DoorDash journey with you guys because that is what I'm doing, I have to package it up a little bit different so that I'm not confusing and misaligning what I'm doing for YouTube. I really want to treat YouTube like a business. And I'm going to say that out loud. I really want YouTube to be a source of resources, a source of assistance, a source of help. When I started this, I just know it's so many women out there just like me. I know there's so many women trying to figure out who they actually are because they've gotten lost in the responsibilities of life. And I really want to be the person that people can come to when they need just a little bit of advice. And that is going to remain the overall mission for this channel. How I do it is going to be a little bit different than what you guys have seen. So, unfortunately, there will not be too many more DoorDash vlogs. I will still keep you updated on my progress with DoorDash. Um, but I won't be doing vlogs anymore on this channel. I'm more than likely um, at some point start to point that stuff over to my TikTok because I still like to record my day to day. I still like to share my life. I still like to be a content creator. I really love that. But for this channel, that wasn't the goal. This channel was supposed to be a resource, a place where women can find relatability and assistance. So that's what I'm going back to. I also realized that I have become misaligned in my business. And unfortunately, it happened after I completed my rebrand. What I noticed is that even with my pop up shop opportunities and things like that, people look at me as the candle lady. And they look at that because of what I've put out. I've noticed that even when I first started my business, so going back, when I first started my business, it was never supposed to be a candle business. I was never intentionally building a candle business. No. I just found so much joy and peace in doing it. I really, really love doing it. So I just kind of kept up with it. Also, because candles were really easy to sell, I started to see the money coming in, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. But I lost my purpose in my business. So, Serenity 920 is supposed to be a women's wellness brand, and it's a women's mental wellness brand. Originally, my plan was to have these kits. They were going to be wellness kits, and they had a candle, a journal, a planner, affirmation cards, and wine, and a wine glass, not wine, but a wine glass. And it was set to, the kit was to help you get your thoughts out on paper, reconnect back with yourself, and relax. I kind of moved away from the wine a little bit because I stopped drinking. Once I got to a certain point and I realized that because of the amount of stress that I had, I was using it as like a medicine, and I was drinking literally wine every day. And I noticed that I was turning into something that I didn't want to be. I wasn't necessarily alcoholic. I didn't have to have it, but it became my coping mechanism because of all the stress. So I'm like, I know there's somebody else stressed out like I am. So what I would do when I got off work is I would come home, I would light a candle, I would pour wine, and I would just sit there. And that's how I would unwind for the day. So that's what was supposed to be included in my wellness boxes. However, I got my first vending opportunity probably before I was ready. And because my journals were not ready at the moment, I took mostly candles to this event. And when I tell you I sold out of every last single one of them, I sold out. And it made me like, oh, candles. This is interesting. This is cool. So I really started focusing on that. However, just being in the space that I am in now, I want to take it back to where I started from. Honestly speaking, like, this business was never even about the money. What happened is I became so deep in survival mode to where every dollar needed to go somewhere. I needed to pull in as many as I needed, as many dollars as I could to save my situation. And that caused me to step away from my actual mission. Yes, my candles still are there to promote relaxation, but I realized that I've, in essence, created a candle business, and that's not what I want. That's not what I want. I don't want to be a candle business owner. I do still would like to have at some point a candle studio or a candle bar, but not as my overall goal for my business. I want my business to go back to a mental wellness brand for women. So, with that being said, on this channel moving forward, you will be getting practical advice. You will be getting the day-to-day motivation. You will be getting me rebuilding my life, because that's what I'm doing. With that comes experience, and I have so much other experience, but I'm in a new phase of my life. So I'll be sharing the things that I'm learning, the things that are helping me, mindset changes that I'm making, and things that I can recommend to you. That's what you'll see on the Her Purposeful Pursuit channel. Okay, so once I start doing vlogs and things like that for my TikTok, I'll let you guys know, but that's not my primary focus right now. My focus is to build a community with women that can, help each other, assist each other, and just be a support system for the next woman. That's my goal. That's what I want. That's, honestly speaking, I wrote my book based off all of these things. And I just want to go back to that. So my focus for the next, I have a 90-day challenge that I'm doing for myself, but my focus for this year is to totally be a women's mental wellness brand, not a candle business, not just a YouTube girl, not just a scattered brain woman. No, I have a clear goal in mind, and that is to help women rebuild their lives and find their identity. Okay, I have tools, I have resources, I have everything like that. I wrote a book for you guys because I know that there is somebody out there that has been experiencing life the way that I did. And I found a way to get away from it. And I'm still finding new ways to navigate different parts of my life. But I definitely wrote a book for the ones that are in that beginning phase because I know sometimes we need a little bit of help, and sometimes it doesn't always come from our community or our circle. So sometimes we have to step away from that and find a resource somewhere else. So I did write that. Also, on my site, which is serenity920.co, I did create a free 7-day survival mode reset guide. Okay. It is kind of like a challenge. It's a 7-day guide where it gives you prompts and things like that and just help you understand that, for one, if you're in survival mode, and for two, things that you can do to start to get out of it. So that, again, that is a free resource that is on my channel. There will be additional resources coming soon, but right now my focus is really getting the book in more hands of more women that I know need more assistance. So I guess I'm saying all this to say, if you have a mission or you feel like you have a purpose for something, stay connected to that. Don't let any outside thing distract you from your path that you're going down. When you become out of alignment, you lose clarity. And that's what happened to me. So to not do that, you have to stay connected to what you want to do. What's your sole purpose? What's your goal? And you just stay in alignment with that. Stay hyper focused on that. So, which is why for this channel, as much as I love doing vlogs, as much as I love showing y'all my DoorDash and things like that, I have to stop that because that does not align with my brand. Okay, I'll still share with you guys. You know, how much money I'm making with it, the ins and outs of it. I'll still share those things with y'all, but more so in the talking format of the over a vlog video, okay? So that's all I wanted to say to you guys. So just know I definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all, even if you did just come for just for the DoorDash. I appreciate you being here. Um, and just going forward, my purpose and mission is to build around women's mental wellness. And I'm excited because I got a lot to talk about. I got a lot of experience and I know that I can help you out drastically. Okay. So I wanted to let you know before things start changing and you get confused. That's why things are changing. I'm going back to the basics and I'm sticking to my actual mission.